Welcome. Welcome. We're live. I'm going to answer your questions. We will answer the questions, but I have some announcements to make. First of all, Ryan, how are you doing?
Living.
You're living. I mean, that's better than the alternative, right?
Yep. It's factual.
The alternative is bad. So I feel that. All right. Well, let's see. We have a chat from Jesse. Welcome. Yes, I'm welcoming myself to my own show. Wonderful. Okay, so some of you may have seen it, but I posted on Twitter that I have signed a deal with Underdog to promote them. I will share the link to the tweet in the chat. There's a link. And basically, the way this is going to work is essentially I will promote them from time to time on here, other places. You won't see it in my articles. If you sign up for my Patreon, you might hear some stuff about it. But yeah, no, we're just going to work together. Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, they added me to their marketing partners chat and everything. I have a lot of followers. Maybe it'll help them. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not used to this kind of agreement. It's not really something that I have any experience with. So, yeah, we're going to see how that goes. I mean, the contract goes for a year. So, yeah, we'll have a relationship for that time. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's going to take some getting used to for me. Of course, I'm not, and I think they knew this when they signed the deal with me. I'm someone I do my own thing. Like I do my content, whatever. I'm not going to load this all down with ads. They sent me an ad script. You'll never hear it. You'll never hear the ad script. I'm not going to read from an ad script. So, you'll just hear me talk about it from time to time. It's offhand, especially if I come on with someone who is very into Underdog. I will, full disclosure, I don't play a lot of TFS or Underdog or anything like that. So this is a newer thing to me. Played a little bit on Draft. Fantasy back in the day. Remember that?
Back in the day. Wow.
Back in the day, right? It was only 2 years ago, right? It was 2-3 years ago.
It was a while. I feel like I was doing it in like high school, college. I remember they had like.
Maybe you were doing it in high school, but I remember doing it a couple of years ago.
I remember doing it a long time ago. I had they did like their own Best Ball Mania thing, like Underdog's doing.
But I haven't done really much of that since then. So, it's going to be something. I mean, you'll hear about it. I'm going to get more used to it.
I love the platform.
And I will say that in season, you probably won't hear much from me other than the referral link. In season, I don't have time to keep up with a whole other way of playing. I'm already barely making it in terms of like my stress level. So, it's really just sharing the promotional link. We talked, I'm comfortable with the work that they're doing. I'm fine putting my name behind it. They are from Brooklyn, which is, I could go visit their office if I wanted. I might do that if they're interested talking to me. Go say hi.
Sounds like a fun trip.
Yeah, no, I would love to. I would go. That would be very interesting for me as someone who has a master's degree in sports management too. I'd love to hear about what they're doing business-wise, even if nothing comes out of it. Something for me to do. But other than that, it's been
2 thumbs up for that.
Yeah, so the referral code I will put in the chat. It's actually very simple. It's just referral code Tyler K, my last name. And there it is. So if you sign up and use that code, you can deposit up to $100 for free. They'll match up to 100. You have to play through it, of course, but they'll match up to 100 on your first deposit. So you get $100 extra to play through. If you use that code, I do have a referral link, but I think the code is easier. So just there's your code to sign up. And why not? I mean, you guys are listening to the show. You sign up with that code, you get free money. So
highly recommend.
I would like to share free money with my listeners and my followers. But I think that's enough about that, and I won't bog down every show talking about it. I don't want to do that. But since this just happened on Tuesday, I haven't had a show on here since. I actually didn't know about this last time I was on here. This was not a reality. I didn't even understand this was going to happen. This all happened very fast, like 2 hours of
sometimes the best thing
talking about it to done. So it was a little bit of a surprise for me. So I'm still kind of getting my feet settled there, but that's my referral code.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, let's get to some stuff from people. Welcome. Awesome. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. It's no secret that I want to be in this industry for a job. And the cold hard truth of that is that I need money. I need people to pay me to do this, have my Patreon. DLF pays me for the articles. But I don't get paid to do this show. I get paid a little bit to do the DLF show, but not much. I need stuff like this if I'm going to make this work long term. So, ads, unfortunately, are probably a necessary evil if, long term. All right. From Lemuel Chan, start Stevenson today or McKissick in flex Sunday. Doubt Mitchell plays. What do you think the likelihood is that Mitchell plays?
It's greater than I want to admit because, the coach speak with Kyle Shanahan's yeah, he's going to play. But you know how Kyle Shanahan's throwing us off.
Kyle Shanahan is a big liar.
All season. Ayuk, what else? Trey Sermon. Just bad memories at this point. But
yeah, he's a liar. He's he's someone that we need to fix his wagon. I think that's what we need to do. But anyway.
Are we starting Stevenson over?
Yeah. I think we have. Well,
it's tough because.
If it's a full PPR, I'll probably still go with McKissick.
Yeah.
Where do you have Stevenson?
I have Stevenson at 27.
Okay. I have him 25. Where do you have McKissick?
Right above him at 26.
I have McKissick at 24. So we're not far off. But yeah, McKissick for me. In PPR anyway.
Yeah.
All right. How do we feel about these studs in PPR? Assuming Cordero doesn't play, I need one of Gallman, Stevenson, Collins, a lot of players. Collins, Foreman, Murray, or maybe Wilson if Mitchell sits. Well, Cordero won't play.
No.
I'm not touching Gallman. You could just play it safe with Stevenson.
I would.
The issue is that Stevenson is definitely the second best. The best option would be Wilson if Mitchell sits, but I don't know how on earth to project the likelihood of that. Stevenson is by far the second best. I don't know. You could take this into the weekend. I'm fine with playing Collins or Foreman if I have to.
I take it in the weekend.
Oh, this is very annoying, but don't play Gallman. Yeah, I'm fine just leaving Stevenson out and hoping for Wilson because Wilson would be an RB1 if Mitchell sits. Probably be happier with Wilson if Mitchell sits than Mitchell playing, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Fantastic matchup.
Fantastic matchup against Jacksonville. Don't have the injury concerns with Wilson that I do with Mitchell. So, right now, I have it ranked as if Mitchell's still going to play, and I have Mitchell at 13. I'd probably have Wilson at 12 or 11.
I'd probably have him in that range as well.
It's worth the risk. Okay. Damian Harris or Devonta Smith, PPR?
Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I agree. Talk about Damian Harris. Where do you have Damian Harris?
I have Damian Harris right in front of Ramondre at 27.
Yeah, so I'm higher on both. I have Damian Harris at 21. What about Devonta Smith in terms of wide receivers?
I have Devonta Smith, I believe. Where did I put him? I have him at 18.
18.
I think him and Hurts are clicking. I don't know if it's
Really high.
I don't know if it's a bias. It's not really a bias thing, but from the game, I've been able to watch all of Philly's games, and they're clicking recently.
That's true. Yeah, you're the Philly fan. You would
They're
know.
Clicking.
I don't have him at 18.
I have that. I have like a whole tier right behind Terry McLaurin.
I have him. I have him at 24, but I would still start him in PPR over Damian Harris.
I have him in that. It's in the tier.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I just have him a little lower.
18 to 23, like right after Scary Terry. Like I think there's a tier break.
Yeah, I would put my tier break there. Actually, I agree. Yeah. So from Jesse, I don't trust the word Shanahan says publicly. Yeah, I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't trust that. He can't be trusted. And we have agreement here. Shanahan can't be trusted.
Fool me once, fool me twice. It's got us twice already.
Yeah, so half PPR, does that change it for Stevenson and McKissick? Probably does for me. There's probably enough. We'll go with Stevenson.
Two spots apart, we're doing full PPR ranks.
Okay, so I have some. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, there we go. I have some questions.
Yeah. Every week comes back to Gibson. I'm going Gibson.
Yeah. I'll take my chances with Harris. I'll take my chances.
It's not like I have Gibson super high. I'm at 21, so it's not like.
Yeah, I have Harris at 21 and Gibson at 22.
Barely.
The matchup for Harris is so strong. Atlanta sucks.
I know, but hey, who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do?
That's true. So, would you do Mac today or Fields on Sunday?
I mean, they both have very good matchups. I have them both as mid-ish QB2s. I have Mac at 16 and Justin Fields at 18.
Why is Fields is Baltimore like that good of a matchup?
I mean, yeah.
I don't see that.
They're not good defensively.
Good matchup, really.
I think they're really have to make sure on this.
Well, it's not about the numbers. I don't know. Their defense is always pretty good. It's not like it's been horrible this year. I don't think of Baltimore as a good matchup in the same class as Atlanta.
No.
I would go with Mac Jones, by the way.
Oh, I'm still going Mac Jones.
Yeah, you have Mac Jones where?
16.
16. I also have him at 16. What about Fields?
18. I'm a little higher.
I have him at 20. So I'm a little bit lower.
Yeah, they're
really
the most passing yards per game.
But maybe that's because their offense is always getting them ahead and everyone's playing from behind against them.
That's fair. That could be a thing.
I'm not sure the defense is that bad, actually.
I'm trying to think of their games. I mean,
there are a lot of high-scoring games.
There are a lot of high-scoring games where
Anyway, these players. So Andrea needs one here. Kirk, Tony, Robbie Anderson, or Bateman. So none of these players play today. So you're going to have some time on this one. Because there's a lot of things up in the air here. I mean, Tony less so. Tony we kind of know. Him and Galladay are going to play. And, Shepard will not play. We know that. Robbie Anderson, I think, is not in consideration at all, right? I mean,
I wish, but no.
Yeah. So where do you have these? So let's start with Robbie Anderson. So where do you have Robbie Anderson this week?
I have Robbie Anderson at 48.
I'm at 45. So we're thinking is similar there. The matchup is strong against Washington, but Cam, I don't trust Cam.
Cam, McCaffrey, DJ Moore, like they're going to get the centralized touches.
I can't trust him. So we agree on Robbie Anderson. Let's talk about Tony next. What about Tony? Where do you have Tony?
I have Tony at 36.
Okay, so I have him higher. I have him at 29. And then where do you have Kenny Galladay? Off the injury report. He's going to play.
Where did I put Kenny Galladay? I put him at 42.
Okay, so I have Kenny Galladay at 36. So
Just higher than the Giants passing attack.
Where do you have Daniel Jones?
I have Daniel Jones at 21.
Okay, so I have Daniel Jones at 12. So we have major so we see where disagreement is. We have major disagreement, which is rare. That's actually one of the bigger disagreements I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying Daniel Jones is basically you play him as a must start, and you're saying Daniel Jones is basically unplayable. So that's a big disagreement. I think the expert consensus ranking was with you. I remember looking at it when I did my rankings and being like, I don't, this rank of quarterback 21 or whatever it was, it makes no sense. So I went with my own thoughts and put him at 12.
The pass defense has always struggled, in the run defense is, elite. Vita Vea is just.
Yeah, I just think that he's getting all his weapons back, right? I mean, I don't see why Daniel Jones should be so low in the ranking. I mean, Tampa Bay has not been a good pass defense at all.
It's understand. I just like some of the other matchups and some of the other players more.
Yeah, so that explains that difference. But then back to this question, what about so Bateman and Kirk have some things up in the air. So with Bateman, there's Hollywood Brown potentially playing or not playing with his thigh injury. Then with Kirk, there's a lot of things up in the air. Is Hopkins going to play? Is Kyler going to play? So as of this moment, I'm assuming that Kyler's not going to play, Hopkins is not going to play, and Hollywood will play. That's what I'm assuming. So assuming all of those things, if that's the reality, I have Christian Kirk the highest at 26. I have Bateman at 28 and Tony at 29.
See, I have Bateman in the exact same spot, but I have Christian Kirk lower. I have Christian Kirk at 31.
Oh, I'm all in on Christian Kirk this week. I mean, he was great last week. Seattle's defense is not good. Not good.
I did rank Hopkins and I did rank Murray.
I think Hopkins is a bigger difference, though, actually, than the quarterback change. If Hopkins played, that would change everything. Kirk would be way lower. The quarterback change matters, but not as much as Hopkins playing. But what if Hollywood sits? How high would Bateman be?
He'd probably squeeze into looking at the list, early 20s, maybe late teens for me. I don't think I could put him much higher.
I'd probably put him at 18.
That's where I'm thinking, 20, 21, that kind of range.
So if there's no Hollywood, it would be Bateman from this group no matter what. If there is Hollywood, then I would go with Kirk, unless it's the worst case scenario of Hopkins playing and Colt McCoy, which I think is very unlikely. But this is a very complicated question. On Sunday, we're going to know.
Yeah.
We're going to know the answer to all of this. So it won't be hypothetical. Okay, this is an easy one. Emmanuel Sanders or Michael Pittman Jr. in your flex.
I hate the matchup, but it's still so easy with Michael Pittman.
Yeah, so Pittman is where for you?
16.
Okay, I have him at 14, so similar. And Sanders?
Sanders I have at, where did I put him? 33.
I'm at 31. So we're similar, but both not close in favor of Pittman.
Pittman would be higher if it wasn't going against the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills is a terrible matchup. That's why I only have him at 14. What's up? Do you think it's crazy to start both Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson in half PPR? Could replace Stevenson with A-Rob, Knox, Bryan Edwards, or Miles Sanders. So let's take those players one at a time. So A-Rob is on the injury report with a hamstring. He hasn't practiced. So I don't think you're going to have A-Rob this week. A-Rob is highly questionable to me. And even if you did, I don't want to play him. So forget about him. Dawson Knox had one catch in his first game back. No. Bryan Edwards, no. So, and then Miles Sanders, I don't know if you can wait on Miles Sanders. I don't know if Miles Sanders is going to come back. And even if he did, I'm not sure that I'm going to rank him I would probably, if you told me Miles Sanders was playing and I was 100% sure, I would play him over Stevenson, but not Harris. He would be between them. But I don't think it's worth it because you don't want to get stuck with these other players.
No.
So I can't play these other players. So it's only half PPR, which makes the receivers less appealing. So yeah, I would just play them both. I don't think you have a choice.
No.
I personally think Miles Sanders does not play. I think it's 1 week away. I think he will play next week.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't rank him, so.
I didn't rank him. I'm leaning toward him not playing. Just leaning, though. I would say it's about 60% chance he doesn't play. So, but keep in mind, that means 40% chance he does. So from Oscar, Pitts or Knox? Don't know about Pitts versus the Pats. It's what about Pitts? Where did you rank him this week?
I ranked him at, I believe it's 5. Yeah, I ranked him at 5.
Yeah, I ranked him at 6. And Knox?
I ranked Knox at 12.
14. So
risk the triple teams. You might get him tonight, but
yeah, I'll risk it with Pitts. I don't think you have a choice. Knox, I'd like to see a game where he actually does something after the injury before I just assume that he's going to be back. So 14 for Knox. Wait, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what we do here is answer questions. Who should I drop? Davis Drake or Peterson? I mean, Davis and Peterson are a complete waste of time. Drake is the one you want to keep. The new coaching staff likes Drake a lot more than the old coaching staff. Davis and Peterson are both complete wastes of time. I don't know who's more of a waste to you.
Probably.
They're both a waste of time.
Probably AP.
But McNichols is in the concussion protocol, so if he actually doesn't play, then you'll be able to play. But Adrian Peterson looks so washed. You can drop Davis or Peterson. I mean, the other thing is, Davis is playing now, and if you're not going to play him this week, you can just drop him.
That's true.
Because if you're not going to play him this week, when are you ever going to play him? Patterson is going to be back. If he's a game time decision for this game.
It's Mike Davis?
Yeah.
Oh. I assume Corey Davis. That's my bad.
No. We're not talking about Corey Davis.
Oops.
No. You would keep Corey Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would. Then we would have just answered it already.
Fair enough. I agree with you. I'm mistaken.
Honestly, I think there's got to be better players than Davis and Peterson on your waiver wire. They are both a waste of time. Okay.
I agree with you.
Let's return to some of these. So who for the flex? So these flexes. So we're going to have this quarterback question a lot, actually. It's been asked multiple times. But first, this flex question. So Cooks, Darrel Williams, or Jacobs?
This is actually a little bit tough between Darrel Williams and Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, so CH is a no, right? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. So Clyde Edwards-Failure will once again fail to take the field. It's okay. They're better off without him. So Darrel Williams, you ranked where?
I ranked him at 16.
Oh, I also ranked him at 16. It's crazy how often we had the exact same rank, by the way.
It's nuts.
It happens. We don't go over these rankings ahead of time.
No.
I just finished them right before we start.
So did I. I was cutting.
Yeah, so I couldn't possibly go over them ahead of time.
I was cutting.
And then what about Cooks? Cooks, I like this week.
I like him too, but I have him at 26. I just kept pushing him down.
Oh wow, I have him way higher. I have him at 18. So very different from you.
I just kept pushing him. I like him a lot, but I just kept pushing him down. I looked at him.
Yeah, very different from me. And then Jacobs. What about Jacobs?
I have Josh Jacobs at 23. So
I have him at 20, but still lower. So for me, then I assume based on those rankings, then for you it would be Darrel no matter what. For me,
I thought I had Cooks higher.
Would you?
I thought I had him. I thought I had Cooks higher. No, I thought I had him higher.
Based on your ranks, it would be Darrel no matter what.
Darrel Williams. Yeah, I just thought I had.
Yeah. For me, I think if it's a full PPR, I'm fine going with Cooks. Although Darrel had more receptions than Cooks last week, I'm not sure that's predictive. I think I would bet on Cooks having more receptions than Darrel. So full PPR, I think I'd go with Cooks. Half or standard, I'll go with Darrel. And then he's got Russell in at quarterback. So we have a lot of versions of this question. People are very concerned about Russell Wilson this week. They don't want to play Russell Wilson this week. Can you blame them?
No.
Where did you rank Russell Wilson?
I ranked him at 12, but I felt bad about it when I did it.
Yeah, I ranked him at 14. So I was more out. What about these three? Would you play Cam, Tua, or Mac Jones? Let's take them one at a time.
Looking at
what
my
about
rankings,
Cam?
I probably flipped Cam and Russell in my rankings.
Yeah, where do you have Cam?
I have Cam at 14.
So I have Cam at 13. So I would go with Cam.
I'd probably switch him and go Cam.
What about Tua? Tua against the Jets.
I love the matchup. I have him at 19. I wouldn't.
I have him at 17.
Risk it with Russell Wilson.
I have Tua at 17. And then Mac Jones tonight? 16, like we said before. So I would go with Cam.
Yeah. I think he's in. I don't buy the whole revenge game narrative, but I just feel like his usage and everything, he's in for a big game.
I can see it. Hi, guys. Who do you have winning tonight? The Patriots.
Yep.
Not that I bet on games, but the Patriots. What?
Ooh.
I love this question, Colin. I can do a whole show on this.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all your questions on Ask DLF and this show. That you ask a lot of them. But thank you. Well, what's the right way to tank in Dynasty? That is a very big question. Got any thoughts? Quick thoughts? Yeah. We got 2 hours, but seriously, like anything quick? You got to offer?
I mean, I like accumulating picks. I think everyone knows that already.
Everyone knows that, though.
Yeah, everyone knows that. I mean, take the lottery tickets. I mean, what's the risk when you're tanking? I feel like not enough people do that when they're tanking. I feel like they just focus on youth, which you should.
Yeah. Get rid of old players. Get rid of old players. Get picks. Build around young quarterbacks in superflex, wide receivers in 1 QB leagues. Ignore running back until you're ready to compete. Those are some of the basics. Take advantage of people in season when they have needs and make them overpay.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're playing against them, that's the week to try to trade them a player because it'll help you lose. Yeah.
We go
40
on about that.
40 chess. 40 chess right there. Okay. Daniel Jones or Matt Ryan?
Even as low I have Daniel Jones, still Daniel Jones. I can't.
Where do you have Matt Ryan?
I have Matt Ryan right behind him at 22.
Okay, I have Matt Ryan at 27. I think Matt Ryan is completely unusable. In some formats, Matt Ryan gave you negative last week. Negative. And this is not good. This is against the Patriots. Once Cordarrelle Patterson went out, the offense could not go. The offense could not go. And he's not going to play. He's not going to play in this game. So without Patterson, the offense didn't go. So I can't start a quarterback where the offense isn't going to go. I don't want that. I mean, here are the quarterbacks I have ranked higher than lower than Ryan this week. So I have Colt McCoy at 28, Joe Flacco at 29, and that one, the Colt McCoy, I'm not so sure. And then I have Tim Boyle at 30. Obviously, he's last. I'm not starting him. But I have Matt Ryan at 27. I will not start him. Period. I won't do. It won't do. I'd rather start Taylor Heineke or Trevor Siemian or anyone. Anyone. I don't care. I will not start Matt Ryan. I think he's giving you 3 points. This is going to be a disaster. I can't do it.
Patriots by 35 tonight.
How about 28-3? How about that?
Oh no.
How about that? A 28-3 score.
Well, Tyler, it's been fun. I'm gonna head out.
Last week, Matt Ryan, 9 of 21 for 117 yards and 2 interceptions. That gave you negative in a lot of formats.
Yeah, it did.
Even in the most generous format, he gave you less than a point. That won't work. I can't have that. And that was against Dallas.
Yeah.
What about New England? New England is not good, not a good matchup. So, yeah, we have an issue here. So, not Matt Ryan. That would be my answer to any Matt Ryan question is just no. Okay. James Robinson, Michael Carter, and Damian Harris are my options and running back from A-Ready. I need to play 2 of these. is Stevenson and Ingram as well. You think Robinson will be good to go? So there's a lot of layers here.
Lots of stuff.
Let's start with Robinson. Do we think Robinson will be good to go? James Robinson. I think so. I think he will.
Played last week. I mean,
well, there was this whole knee injury.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't know about that. But then now all of a sudden there's a knee injury. So I don't like that. But I think he's going to play. So if he plays, you play him. I assume, obviously, you ranked James Robinson. Where did you rank him?
I put him at 15.
Put him at 14. So we're in agreement. Now, so James Robinson is in then. Yeah. What about the rest of these? So what about Carter? We haven't talked about Carter.
I'd probably go Carter. I have him in like that sort of the uncertain tier. I'm at 20.
I have him at 18, so I'm good with him.
I don't feel too confident, but I'd still start him over the other options.
So between Harris and Stevenson, it would be Harris. And what about Ingram? I don't think you can afford here to wait for Ingram. I'm leaning toward Kamara plays. I still think Kamara plays. If he's a DMP on Friday, he won't play. But he was limited on Wednesday, didn't practice today. You know, maybe they're just holding him out for a rest day. If he gets in any practice on Friday, he'll play. Yeah. Even if it's limited, he will play. The DMP on Friday, he won't play. So that means there was an aggravation on today. So we'll see. But for now, I just put in the three that you have up top. Or two of these. Oh, well, it's even easier. Just play Robinson and Carter then.
Yeah.
Well, then you can wait, I guess. Yeah. I guess you can wait then.
True.
And then if Kamara doesn't play, I'd take Carter out and put Ingram in.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't play Harris or Stevenson tonight. All right. Half PPR, Tony or Stevenson?
I'd probably go Stevenson barely. They're pretty close with the half.
Yeah, I have Tony a lot higher than you do, so I'll go Tony.
Yeah.
But I understand the last time Tony didn't do anything, and that was without Shepard in the lineup. So, yeah, I just think they're going to be playing from behind. They have to fix this. They cannot, if after the bye week Tony comes out and he doesn't get back to what he was doing, then I'm not going to rank him this high again. But I have him at 29, so I don't want to be the idiot who benches Tony and then he puts up that 10 for 189 line again. I don't want that to be me.
No.
So I'll go with Tony. All right. Half PPR, Ramondre, Evans, or Pittman. Ramondre doesn't belong in this conversation.
Evans
yeah, they must have been assuming this was without Harris. That would make more sense.
Yeah.
This would be a legitimate question. Evans versus Pittman?
Evans. I have Evans.
Yeah, he is nowhere near returning. No. Where do you have Evans?
12.
I have him at 10. So I'm all good with Evans.
Yeah.
I'd like to play Pittman too, if possible.
I'd like to squeeze him in there.
But depends on what your other options are. Okay. Elijah Mitchell Dynasty rank. I mean, I have Dynasty ranks in front of me, but I have not. I have not tabulated past 12 recently. I said, do you have this in front of you, or
I don't have it in front of me right now. I could
give the people a ballpark.
I can give him a ball. I'd put him in like the 17-ish range. I feel like
I have him at 21. I just counted
16, 17. Like it's the Kyle Shanahan uncertainty, but whenever he's on the field, he's really good at the sport. So like, is Kyle Shanahan really going to pull him off?
Yeah, I have him at 21. I mean, I am a little afraid of him being just supplanted. Whereas like everyone else ahead of him, like I have Cam Akers at 20. That's a little weird.
I go either way.
But I have James Robinson at 19. I'm not as afraid that James Robinson is going to be supplanted. He could be complimented, but I don't think he's going to be supplanted. Whereas like Elijah Mitchell, I don't have the same confidence. Elijah Mitchell could not be the starter. Whereas like James Robinson, I'm very confident is going to be the number one back next year. So that's Elijah Mitchell kind of starts a new tier of a Mitchell, Henderson, Carter. Dylan, players that I'm worried about, that I have big issues.
It's funny because the way he produced, he shouldn't be in that tier, but I totally understand. I think you got it right. But it's the coach.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, let's get back to some of these. So pick 3 from this group: Thielen, Hopkins, Devonta Smith, Renfrow, Jarvis Landry. Okay, Hopkins is not going to play. I didn't rank him. He doesn't seem close to playing. I think there's a chance Kyler plays. I don't think there's any chance Hopkins plays. So leave Hopkins out. So what about the rest of them?
I'm already on Devonta because I'm pretty sure. I have him the highest.
You had him very high. What about Thielen? Where do you have Thielen?
24.
I have Thielen at 20. So I'm pretty good with Thielen this week.
Yeah, so am I.
And then what about Renfrow?
I have Renfrow a couple of spots behind him at 27.
I have Renfrow at 23. So I would play Renfrow. But it's easy anyway. I would go Thielen, Smith, and Renfrow. Landry, where do you have Landry?
I have Landry further down. I have him at 37. I just don't like the Browns.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's even going to play this week.
He will. Landry, I have at 33, and I don't like that ranking, but it's against Detroit. I
felt bad at 37.
I know, but I go lower, and I'm like, below him is Elijah Moore with Flacco. That's such a maybe.
I have him right. I have Elijah Moore right behind him.
Yeah.
38.
I have Brandon Ayuk, who I can't trust. And then we get to Galladay, who I don't. Gallup is. I like Gallup, but who knows? And guys like Claypool, Jones, and Beasley, I don't want to start them. Marvin Jones, that is. So I guess Landry at 33 is whatever, but I don't really want to start him. I will say, if Landry can't do it this week, you can just cut him.
Yeah.
If he can't do it against Detroit, you can just cut him. You don't need it. Seriously. This is now or never for Jarvis Landry. And then 2 of these quarterbacks, Jones, Newton, and Burrow. Burrow, I don't think we've talked about at all. I assume that's because he's high enough that he doesn't usually merit a discussion.
No.
Where do you have Burrow this week?
I have Burrow at 7.
So do I. So Burrow doesn't usually merit a discussion because he's a must start, especially against Vegas. Against Vegas, you have to start him. So 7, yeah, he's in. And then Cam, yeah. I think we've talked about that before. Cam for both of us. Okay, good question here from Brooks. Thanks, folks. You're welcome. Tight end half PPR, Hunter Henry or Knox?
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, it's going to be Hunter Henry. Where do you have Hunter Henry for this week?
I have him at 9.
So do I. So we agree.
Yep.
We agree on this one. So Hunter Henry. Yeah.
He's Dan Arnold over him.
Dan Arnold I have at 12.
I put him at 8. I'm confident in Dan Arnold this week.
No, I'm not confident.
Not
confident. Not after what the San Francisco defense showed last week. I can't be confident in that. That won't work because that offense, Jacksonville offense, is so bad that I can't have that. So I have him down at 12. Although I don't know if you ranked Dallas Goedert. Because I did.
I put him at 15.
Yeah, I put him at 10. So that might be why I have Arnold a little bit lower. But I have Henry at 9. So we agree on that. But if you have Arnold at 8, who do you have lower? Gesicki or Schultz?
Schultz.
Schultz? Okay.
I just don't like Schultz with Gallup back.
Yeah, I still have Schultz at 8. With Jarwin out, he was a full-time player anyway, even with Gallup in.
Even with Gesicki's 0 last week, he still had 7 targets, I believe. You got it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Gesicki. I have Gesicki at 7.
Hawkinson concerns me a little bit right above him because he's hurt. That 0
I still have Hawk at 5. I still believe.
That 0 concerns me more than Gesicki's 0, though.
No, Gesicki's 0 concerns me way more.
I don't think so. I think it's
but luckily the Lions have a quarterback upgrade this week. They do. They have a quarterback upgrade this week. They are better off with Tim Boyle than Jared Goff.
Is it too late?
They are.
to trade for the legend Mike White? I know it is, and I know Mike White.
No, it's too late. I mean, they should have signed Cam Newton. That's what they should have done. I mean, they would be, but no, they would win some games. They don't want that. All right,
number 1 pick.
I like this one. Start, sit, drop.
Wow.
Half PPR.
I like it. Is Gronk's good this week, right?
He full practice. So yes.
Okay. I'd probably put him. I didn't rank him assuming he wasn't going to play because he's just been out for so long. But
both Goddard and Gronk were added to my rankings today because I did not think either was going to play, and apparently they are.
I mean, I'd still probably. I'm dropping Goddard. Probably sitting.
I'm going to keep Goddard. I'll drop Ertz.
I'd probably sit Ertz and start Gronk.
Well, aren't the Bucks are past their bye week? Arizona's bye week is next week. So if I'm not going to start Ertz this week, I can just drop him. So I'm not going to hold Ertz through a bye. I assume this is redraft. And this week I have Goddard first, then Gronk, then Ertz. Ertz is lower because I'm assuming it's Colt McCoy. For Kyler Murray, who showed good chemistry with Ertz will be higher. Right. But it's not. So yeah, I've Goddard at 10, Gronk at 13. Gronk is very risky. I don't know how healthy he is. And I have Ertz at 15. I don't want to trust Ertz with Colt McCoy at all. Christian Kirk is the only one I trust.
It's rough out there. Arizona was having such a good season too. I'm upset.
Yeah, and that's why I think they're going to rest Kyler. They're going to rest Hopkins, and then they'll have the bye week. And then I think by week 13 they'll be 100%.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs at this rate. Like
100%. Yeah, no, they're 99.9% chance of making the playoffs according to the playoff.
Don't push them back.
Yeah, no, they. I mean, I don't think Hopkins could play this week. I think he's not healthy. Kyler. I think Kyler would play this. I think both players would play this week if it was a playoff game. I think Kyler would be somewhat effective, but would have a high risk of re-injury, whereas Hopkins would not be effective and would just be a decoy. But I think in 2 weeks, both players will be healthy. Oh, officially, Cordero Patterson is inactive, so he'll not play. If anyone had any doubt. But I was, after a report earlier today, it was very clear that he was not going to play.
That's going to be rough tonight.
Yeah.
Gonna be rough.
Matt Ryan is a no-go. I mean, the second Patterson went out, the offense stopped. So he's just unplayable, completely unplayable.
I mean, the only player you start tonight, like with confidence, is Kyle Pitts, and even then, it's like
Kyle Pitts is the only Falcon you can start. You cannot start Matt Ryan. You cannot start a running back. It's okay. So I assume that you did your rankings as if Patterson would sit, right?
I did him as if he would play.
Okay, so I did them as if Patterson would sit. So I ranked Wayne Gallman at running back 37 and Mike Davis at running back 44. So this is just a total no-go.
Yeah.
I don't – actually, Davis at 45. So this is a total no-go for me. What upside is there? I don't want this upside of the Falcons back. I have no idea who's going to get the majority of carries, no idea who's going to get the majority of receptions, no idea who's going to get anything.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, hopefully.
Right, but in terms of running back, we don't know.
No.
We don't know. It could be 20 carries for Davis and 2 for Gallman. And if I told you it was 20 carries for Gallman and 2 for Davis, you would think that's fine. Or it could be 10 carries each, and they get 30 yards each, and nobody does anything, and you're unhappy you started both. I can't have that. There's no upside. So it's a total no-go for me on those two. Now, you can't start Russell Gage or anyone else. I have Russell Gage at 60. So that won't work for me.
Yeah, I did top 50 and he didn't show.
He just he doesn't deserve to make the top 50. He hasn't done anything to earn being in the top 50. And then so Kyle Pitts from Atlanta is the only player on that side of the ball you can start. And then the other side, you have options. I mean, it's a pretty good matchup. So everyone is somewhat. Henry is, for most people, he's your starter at tight end.
Yep.
Myers is a wide receiver 3 this week in PPR. You can start Harris and you can start Stevenson as a flex. And Mac Jones in Superflex is fine as your QB2.
it's not the best night for fantasy football.
No, it's not. It's not. So speaking of fantasy football, Damian Harris or Jaylen Waddle?
Probably Waddle.
Waddle. Yeah, I have Waddle at 17.
Oh, I have him at 23, so I'm a little lower than you. But
I mean, I seem to think that Waddle is better than Devonta Smith, and I think that's the whole disagreement. Except Waddle has a good matchup, and Smith has a terrible one.
I'm still trusting it.
I'm all in on Jaylen Waddle.
He's like very good with them.
He's so good.
Even though the ADOT's so low, it doesn't matter.
I don't care.
He'll still get 7 receptions for 85
volume
yards.
there. And unlike Gesicki, he didn't put up a 0 on the volume last time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm all in on Waddle. I think Waddle is a future star in this league. With Deshaun Watson as his quarterback, without Tua, I think he's going to do so much better.
Still wasn't a good trade, but
no, its trade was terrible. But that's a separate thing. All right, standard flex. So this doesn't include any players from tonight. So luckily, you're not rushed on this decision. But from Cindy, Mitchell, Elijah Moore, Deonta Foreman, or Bateman. So, I mean, it would be Mitchell if he played. But let's say Mitchell doesn't play. What about the rest of these? It would be Bateman then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Bateman. Even Foreman in standard, even if Jeremy McNichols doesn't play, even in standard, I'd probably only have Foreman. Right now I have Foreman at running back 27. Yeah. So I'm pretty in on him, actually.
I'm around the same spot, so.
But I'm still going to play Bateman, especially with Brown hurting. All right, from BJ, would you start Nico Collins over Khalif Raymond or Gerald Everett this week? Okay. Did you rank Gerald? I ranked Gerald Everett.
I did.
At tight end 19.
I think I put him at 22.
He had a good week last week, so, I'll put him at 19 for now. But that's not going to be a starter. So what about these receivers? I assume neither of these made your top 50?
No, but I'd still go Nico Collins.
I would go Nico Collins. Yeah, I have Nico Collins at 67. And Khalif Raymond's actually the last player I ranked at 74. But I'm still going to lean Nico Collins over Gerald Everett. It's close between the two. That's a reason.
He's flashed this season.
Yeah, I mean, Gerald Everett probably has flashed more upside than Nico Collins.
True.
But Nico Collins probably has a better matchup. They're going to be playing from behind. Gerald Everett, I mean, Arizona is not a good matchup. It used to be such a good matchup against tight ends, but not lately.
I remember that.
Not this year.
The whole year picking on him.
Not this year. And also matchup versus tight end specifically is not sticky. I usually just ignore that and go with how good the passing defense is.
I mean, when you get Isaiah Simmons, it kind of changes.
Yeah, that does help. So from BJ, thanks for the help, guys. Love the streams. You're welcome. I love doing these.
Same.
It's been a little bit of a struggle for me. I mean, I've been up and down. I've been a little bit ground down, but I've been feeling this week I've been a little better. Not perfect, but a little better. Just trying to balance mental health. Just trying to balance mental health on my part with being there for you guys. At the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life, right? So if I'm not happy, I'm not going to be any use to you guys. So I'm just trying to balance that. So it's always balance. Okay, so that's where we were. Let's roll through some more of these because we still have a bunch. Half PPR from Summers. Pick one receiver. So one receiver of these. Bateman, Higgins, Corey Davis, or Tony.
Pretty easy. I'd go Higgins.
Higgins, yeah. And we have not talked about Higgins. So where do you have Higgins?
I have Higgins at wide receiver 19.
Yeah, I saw that in the rankings on Fantasy Pros. He was higher for some than me. I don't have the same trust. I have him at 22. But I would still go with Higgins.
But like I said, that whole 18 to 23 range is a tier for me.
Now, I will say, though, if Hollywood Brown doesn't play, I would switch it to Bateman. Switch it to Bateman for me. I would put Bateman in over Higgins. Higgins has a lot of volume and done nothing with it. So that could be a problem. He needs to do better. And then what about this defense? This is so easy. It's the New England defense.
Although, I don't know. Miami's looked really good.
Well, look at what I said about Matt Ryan. If I don't want to start anyone on Atlanta, And I think that Matt Ryan is going to be horrible. I should probably want to start the New England defense then.
I mean, you could start any three of these
you can start any of these defenses this week, but I think that New England is a contender for my number one defense.
Yeah, I think they'd all be for me, honestly. I mean,
I think what I like is, Matt Ryan has been sacked 16 times so far this year. He's turned the ball over. It's 8 interceptions. A lot of interceptions. So I like that.
To be fair, it's a backup QE for the Jets, and we know that could potentially go south for the other team. We've seen it already.
Yeah. Also, Miami's defense is not. It was good last week, but not. That was one good game. There have been some major clunkers. So who knows? Okay. Half PPR tight end. Hawkinson, Freiermuth, or Henry. Worried about Tim Boyle and the Lions as a whole this week. I would worry about Tim Boyle more if Jared Goff were playing well, but he's not. He's been horrible. So I don't think this really changes anything for me, and I'm still going to go Hawkinson.
Yeah, I agree.
Pat Freiermuth, we saw last week. We're better off with Ben. We're better off with Ben than with Rudolph. So right now, I have Pat Freiermuth at 11. That assumes it's Ben. If it's Rudolph, I would drop Pat Freiermuth at least behind Dan Arnold and potentially all the way, depending on Gronk and Knox's health, he could drop below them also. So Pat Freiermuth would only be a start if we had Ben. I won't want to start him with Rudolph. Okay, Superflex. PPR from TP Palm needs 1. Stevenson, Waddle, Simeon, Myers, Bateman, Jeff Wilson, Elijah Moore to deep bench. 1.
Wow. PPR, I'd probably go Waddle. Pretty kind of easy.
Okay, so it's not going to be Stevenson or Myers tonight.
No.
So really the consideration is Waddle, Simeon, or Wilson if Mitchell doesn't play. For me, I'm going to stick with the quarterback unless it's Wilson with Mitchell out. So I would probably have Wilson with Mitchell out first, then Simeon, and then Waddle. Usually you want to go with the quarterback.
Yeah, I know, but it's just...
And I'm higher on Simeon this week than some people. So I would go with Simeon unless it's Wilson with Mitchell out. And then I would go with Wilson.
So, that's fair.
It's tough. We don't get a lot of these questions.
No.
But I look at the projections for this almost every week and almost every time you want to play the quarterback.
That's fair. I'm not arguing it. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, no, I did some research on this. The quarterback, 15 is the level of an RB1. High-end RB1. So you almost always want to play the quarterback.
Yeah, I did by accident last week and it won me the week. So
it happens, but typically you want to go to the quarterback. Okay, are we trusting starting Ramondre with Harris back? Do we play Patterson? Patterson's not active, so don't worry about him. Can we trust Chubb being back? So take this in parts. So Ramondre we talked about plenty.
Yep.
Chubb, is he going to come back?
I think I ranked him as he is. I think he is.
I do too. So where did you rank him?
I put him at RB5.
5. Okay, that's kind of high. I have some concerns with the COVID situation, so I have him.
Yeah, that's fair.
At 8. And where did you rank Ernest Johnson?
I put him in the 30s, 39.
I put him at 30. I actually think you can play him in this matchup. I think he'll get mop-up duty against Detroit, which I still want.
That's fair. Detroit's bad. We know that.
Yeah, so I think you can play Johnson as a desperation flex. But I'd rather play Ramondre over Johnson. Yeah. Does Myers go for back-to-back touchdowns? Maybe. I don't know.
I hope. That was a glorious moment last week. I think that was the best moment of fantasy Twitter for
probably.
It's contender for the season.
All right, we need 2 of these. Jacoby, Ernest Johnson, Adrian Peterson, and Jeff Wilson. And I guess I'm playing Colt McCoy in Superflex, but I desperately hope Murray plays. Yeah, I would play Colt McCoy over any of these. Well, other than Jeff Wilson, but you need more. So play Colt McCoy. Now, what I would do here is play Jacoby tonight. Peterson is not an option. Play Jacoby tonight. Then, if Mitchell's out, play Wilson. If Mitchell is in, play Johnson.
I'm not a fan of that. I mean, Jacoby's a must start.
Yeah, so I still ranked it as if Mitchell would play. So if Mitchell plays, I have Wilson at 39.
I'm a little higher at 34.
Yeah. So you'd actually have it reversed. You would play Wilson over Johnson then.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, that's probably fair. The only reason I have it the other way is because they're not going to involve any other running backs in Cleveland. Whereas in San Francisco, they might. You never know. From Armbar22, Ramondre Stevenson. We answered this already.
Yeah.
Okay. Gibson, Darrel Williams, Stevenson. Pick one standard.
Darrel, pretty easily.
Yeah, I'll play Darrel Williams. Okay, half PPR. Need to pick one from this group.
Half PPR makes. Do I really want to trust Myles Gaskin against the Jets?
Where do you have Myles Gaskin ranked?
I have him at 22. I feel like
I have him at 23. Where do you have Myers?
I have Myers in the 30s. I have Myers
32.
Or no, 29 actually.
Okay, I have a 32. Half PPR makes it close. Closer. Well, no, actually, half PPR is still just as tough. I'll go Gaskin, but it's very close.
Did Myles Gaskin go off last week? That's the real question.
Who knows?
I'll have to look. Because if he didn't, it's a smash week. We know how it goes with Myles Gaskin every other week.
I'll still go Gaskin.
Yeah, same.
From Ryan, should I be worried that Pitts is the only option for Matt Ryan? Yes, but it is what it is. And no, don't play Schultz or Freiermuth over him.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kyle Pitts triple team a good portion of the night. Like who else do they have to cover?
Jacoby or Claypool?
Probably go Jacoby.
I don't think Claypool.
No.
I don't know if Claypool plays, but I don't want to play him anyway. I'll go Jacoby.
Jacoby's good enough of a start.
Yeah, I agree. MR Fantasy, Ramondre Harris. We talked about this. Harris. Fantasy burn at 12. PPR with point per first down flex. Stevenson or Bateman?
Bateman.
Definitely Bateman. We've had a lot of versions of this. Cam over Russell Wilson.
A lot of the Russell Wilson concern.
Another one. I'll play Russell Wilson over these two. But we had a lot of those. Just want to emphasize how many of those we had. From at Bambo 18, Freiermuth versus Goddard. Oh, Goddard. Yeah. And then this grouping. I'll go.
Is this
Waddle?
Yeah, Waddle.
Where do you have more?
I have more pretty low considering all season. I'm at 21.
So do I. Still go Waddle.
He's in that tier I've been talking about.
Are we trusting Harris tonight? We've talked about this a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
yes, but you could get burned.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie and tell you it's perfect. And then last one of these. So Damian Harris or Elijah Mitchell also have Jeff Wilson.
Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
Well, if you only have one spot for them, then just wait and go Elijah Mitchell if he plays, Jeff Wilson if he doesn't.
Yeah, that's what
I am worried a little bit about the nightmare scenario of Elijah Mitchell being active and then like not getting the work at all. But you can't worry about that.
It is a Kyle Shanahan thing to do.
I mean that it's going to work this way. If Elijah Mitchell is healthy, if Elijah Mitchell plays, this is usually how it is with Shanahan. When you play, you play.
Yeah.
You don't have like limited, you don't have snap counts. He says that all the time. He never sticks to it. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're not, you were nowhere near. So, usually if Mitchell is in, I'm going to assume he's going to have his regular workload. So I'll wait for the pairing and just play Mitchell if he's active.
I'd risk it, especially if you have Jeff Wilson.
Yeah. Although it's totally up in the air as to whether Mitchell plays or not. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I think only I don't think Mitchell knows if he's going to play. I think Shanahan probably knows, but I don't think anyone.
We'll know Sunday at 1.
Yeah, I do think that that's going to be a game time decision. I don't think we're gonna know on Friday if he plays or not. So anyway, got to all the questions. So tell the people one more time. We didn't even talk about this at all. Where they can find your work.
They can find my tweets here every time with the wrong hand at @RyanPros_FF. I got the right hand today. And then you can find my work at the Dynasty Vipers and the Fantasy Newsroom. And you can find me here usually. I mean,
sure. I plug my stuff enough. My Twitter's right there. You guys know where to find me. I wasted time. Not wasted, but
it wasn't wasted.
I spent a lot of time on plugs earlier for ads. I don't want to waste your time plugging my personal stuff. You guys know where to find me. But thanks for listening. Good luck in tonight's alleged game that they're playing. Not sure how many fantasy points are going to be scored, but we'll see. So good luck to everyone. And I will see you back here on Sunday. I have a good guest. And then we'll be back doing the recap. And then we're planning some sort of Thanksgiving special. I don't know exactly what time. I don't know what exactly we're doing for that. But it's going to be earlier, obviously. We're not going to be back here a week from this time at 6. We'll be doing that show in the morning. I'm probably going to have multiple guests in like the spirit of Thanksgiving. I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if we've talked about that. But we'll see. I mean, I'm going to get as many people as I can on just to kind of have like a festive Thanksgiving atmosphere.
It's going to be a good day.
Take a little bit of pressure off me too. Mostly just sit back and enjoy my friends talk about football.
All right. Talk about the Bears-Lions game. Yeah.
Let's stop. Anyway, thanks for listening and have a good night. Peace.